Hey, just wanted to do a little quick 1-year update on the 4, now 5 brocat trees that I planted almost a little over a year ago. This is the Charwell, doing super well, flowered like crazy, like right before we had that weird heat wave of like 95-degree temperatures in March. But overall, compared to the previous one, it's gotten a ton of growth. It did really well this year. And then this is the Jan Boys. I kind of have like, I had a shade structure going on for the heat, but same thing here, tons of flowers, hoping for BBs and stuff this year. Not sure if I should let any grow to full fruit, but we'll see. They're probably almost 5.5 feet tall or so, or maybe a little more than 5.5 feet tall. This is the reed. Flowers a little bit later, thankfully. So this thing's doing well. Grown a little bit slower than I thought for a reed, but overall, like, I think it's doing great. This one looks good. And then the Carmen, surprisingly, has like really taken off. Flowered pretty early. It's already got a bunch of BBs all over it. Hoping some of these hold. We'll see. And then planted some citrus, caracara, a kishu up there, which I have a kishu in a pot that had like 30 fruit last year, a small 15-gallon pot, and did like amazing. And then that's a satsuma, and then that is a wonderful pomegranate. And I'm gonna put a couple more citrus up here because we just get a ton of wind coming in from this direction, and avocados kind of get torn apart over here. So we'll see. I need to plant like a windbreak, but anywho, today I'm going to plant 2, 3, 4, 5 more brocat trees. So we're gonna do a Hass, kind of set back from this row. I don't remember the order, but a Maluma, you know what? Let me just get the paper. Going to do another Carmen, a lamb, Maluma, a bacon, and a Hass, and then possibly throw another gem up there in that corner, but kind of TBD. But yeah, all these are doing. Oh, this is a gem that I planted probably, I think, in May or June of last year, and this one is doing super well. It's already grown quite a bit. Like, really happy with this one. I can't remember the rootstock on this one, but, or maybe Borchard, not sure. This one's doing great. This is probably gets the least wind over here, so hoping this one holds some fruit this year. But yeah, these are the 5 trees, and then I'll actually do a recap video of my trees that are halfway up the hill that are quite a bit older that I kind of botched, that are from Matic. All right, so these are my 4 original trees that I planted on this old horseshoe pit from Matic that I really planted them in June of 2023 and screwed up the watering pretty bad. So I really burnt them that first summer and probably even that second summer too. So they're struggling. I think they also get a ton of wind on this hillside right here. Like, it just whips up the hill. So I think I'm gonna replace this Hass with a gem, a brocat gem. It's just so spindly, it's really struggling. Can't stand up on its own. So I think I'm gonna take that out. This reed is probably in the best shape. It's recovered pretty well. Not growing super fast, but it has a pretty decent sized trunk. So I think I'm just gonna be patient with this one. See how it does this summer, really give it more water. Go from there. And then this is a Fuerte that was probably at one point 5 or 6 feet tall. And then it got so torched and burnt that summer that I just decided to stump it and see if it would take off again. And it's doing well. So I think I'm just gonna let that one go, not tie it up or anything, and just kind of let it get used to the wind and everything, and see how that goes. I don't really want to waste any good trees planting right here anyways, so it's just so windy in this kind of corridor up this hill. Santa Susana wind, so I'm just gonna let this one go for now. And then this is a lamb. It's doing well. It's also fairly spindly, but really decent sized trunk now. Just whitewashed everything during that heat wave. That's why it looks so fresh. But yeah, this one's doing all right. Hopefully it holds fruit this year, maybe. I don't know. I'd maybe give it another year before I keep any on there. And then this is a Brokaw Fuerte that I picked up from someone that was in a 15-gallon. I think I planted it maybe a year and a half ago or so. And this one's doing really well. Tons of flowers, really tall, probably like 7, 8 feet tall. Not sure, but this one's doing really well. Tons of new growth and stuff, so I'm pretty hopeful for this one. Yeah, I think I've got the watering down better this year. I think I was just underwatering because I was so afraid of root rot, but I shouldn't be. I'm on a hillside. And the soil's pretty sandy, but we'll see. Hopefully this one takes off this year and produces some fruit. It's definitely my biggest tree by far that's not in a pot, so that's kind of the goal. And that's the lower area, so stay tuned. We'll see. Maybe I'll post some more updates this year, but I'll shoot some shots once it's finished, or once I finish planting all these, and go from there. So for anyone that watched my last video on this Carmen, I kind of did it differently than every other one, and I didn't use any peat moss or anything. I just basically added DG, or decomposed granite, with the native soil. It's kind of on less of a mound than these guys, and a year later it's really turned out to be just as good as the others, if not better. So this time around I'm just gonna dig a pretty shallow hole, probably like less than a foot deep, do native soil, mix it with just Quikrete all-purpose sand, and pretty much have like only a third of the sleeve underground, and then that sand and dirt mixture kind of up another third, and then the last third will be just mulch. So there's the trees. So yeah, that's kind of the game plan. It's way cheaper. These are only like $3 a bag. Don't have to buy any peat moss or perlite, pumice, any of that kind of stuff. So we'll see. Alright, so this is the second round of filling these guys up. First time it drained in like less than 10 minutes. Second time, probably closer to 30 minutes. Still not drained yet, but that was the first one on that one. But you really want to waterlog the ground here and just make sure it's super moist, so it's not sucking away the moisture from the new tree. So yeah, I'm probably going to do this at least twice, maybe 3 times, because it's kind of hot out. This ground is super dry over here. Yeah. This is the first pass that's going to go in. And this is pretty much how deep it'll be sitting, like barely beneath the surface. Then this dirt and sand will fill it up too, about 2/3 of the way up. And then just mulch. Looks really, really good. All right, last thing. I just cut off the sleeve. By the way, this white stuff is the fine gypsum, but I just cut off the sleeve, and look at how healthy the roots are. Super good, super white. Just be really careful not to nick the seeds with a razor blade as you're taking that off. You want to be super gentle with those. But got some mushrooms and stuff growing. Super healthy soil. Looks good. I'm gonna add this and then top it off with more gypsum and then a bunch of mulch, and then whitewash it. This is the Pinkerton, or bacon, I'm sorry. This one looks really, really good. All right, so got them all on the ground. 5 new ones. This is the new Carmen on Toro Canyon. It's the only one I have on Toro Canyon, so excited to see how that one goes. This one is the Lamb. Can't remember what this one's on. Actually, lamb on Duke 7. This is the Maluma. So this one looks pretty good. Pretty short. So hopefully it stays pretty small. And then this is the bacon. Looks super healthy, really dark leaves. And I'm gonna remove all the stakes against the trunk probably in a couple weeks once they're a little more established. And then this is the Hass. So they all look really, really good. Yeah, that's pretty much the update. And this is the whole kind of grove or whatever you want to call it. A bunch of them now.